Hi, I'm Julie Hornock with United in Autism, and we are playing 2 truths and 1 autism lie. So 2 autism truths and 1 lie. We're going to tell 2 different things that are true and 1 that's a lie, and you have to guess the lie. But the thing is, our lives are so crazy that I don't think you're going to be able to guess it. And so today I have one of my very favorite moms, Lucia Weber. Hey, Lucia.
Hey.
Lucia is a autism mom. How old is George now?
George is 13. So he started the teen years, which are super exciting.
Yeah. Yay, puberty. Woo! So she also does great work with the National Autism Association of North Texas, and she's one of the moms I've known forever. She's just a beautiful person and just a wonderful friend. So anyway, Lucia, I am thrilled to have you. Thank you for taking the time to share your life with us.
No, thank you for having me. This is just super exciting, and I love all of your just live videos, and it just fills us up with energy and laughs because we just need to laugh.
Our lives are too crazy not to laugh, because if we don't laugh, we are going to literally just start crying and never stop. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So let's just laugh instead.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll share mine first, and I want you to see if you can guess. Okay? All right. The first thing is that my daughter Lizzie, she likes things a certain way, and so at one point she didn't think that things should be on the outside of pools. And so anytime we went to a public pool, she would take everybody's stuff and just chuck it into the water. Okay, that's my first thing. My second thing is that when we were looking for schools, we were transferring from early intervention into school, and so we were looking at schools, and I went and visited a school in our area, and they were just doing such a bad job that I left bawling. And the second I walked out the door, I was just bawling after observing. And I told my husband I would drive off a cliff with my daughter before I'd put her in that school. Okay, that's 2. The third thing is that Lizzie is an escape artist, and she got away one time, and it was hot Texas hot summer, over 100 degrees, and she got into the garage and got herself into the car and shut the door and couldn't get back out. And so I'm looking for her everywhere, and I found her shut in super hot car. So those are the 3. So you got to tell me, which one do you think is the lie?
Okay, so I know Lizzie a little bit. I have and so, but based on my son, the pool is definitely true, because I could totally see her doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping the hot car is false, because that would be dangerous, but that is so real of something that could happen to us. And definitely you definitely went bawling out of a school. Yes. And you definitely, definitely made kind of maybe a scene, like a tiny scene.
You know me well.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and say pool is true, preschool is true, garage, I'm praying it's false.
You are so right. Yes, you're so right. Yeah, I mean, I have a flair for the dramatic, as you know. And Lizzie was going to be 3, so we were transferring out of the early intervention, and we were living in an area at the time that was very new to special ed, and they were trying, when I went and visited the classroom, they were trying to do ABA, but they were doing it so poorly that it just seemed awful, and they were overcorrecting kids to the point of where I'm like, I am in this room, and this is what they're doing when I'm in the room. What are they doing when no parent is watching? It was so awful. And I know they have gotten better since then, but we ended up, like, I walked out just bawling, like, I'm not doing this. Like, there's no way I could put my daughter in that environment. And then we ended up moving. So I was like, we had to move, because I wasn't doing that. And then you're right, the pool was crazy, because she was taking people's water bottles, people's keys. Like, thankfully this was where everyone had a cell phone attached to their body, but she was taking and chucking everything in the pool, and I would just basically have to follow her and like stop her or block her or put it up. And then it was like, finally I would just leave because it was like too much. We needed our own pool, you know, that didn't have anything on the sides of the pool. I don't know why. That was so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the car thing, so that actually was not true for Lizzie, but it was true for my older son, Andrew. He got out and ended up in the car. He was only there like 3 or 4 minutes before I found him. And basically for the next 10 years after that, we always, every time we pulled into the garage, we put our windows down because I was so scared it was going to happen with Lizzie after that, you know? So anyway, if you're in the Texas heat or hot, just keep your windows down. You'll get spiders in your car, but your kid won't be stuck. So
yes, but your dangerous kid will live. Yes. That's
yes,
awesome.
your crazy, dangerous kid will survive in the garage. All right, I'm so excited to hear your stories. I can't wait to guess.
Oh yeah, they are stories for sure. Okay, so the first one is one time George had an accident and had to be taken to the hospital, and I had to get there. I was not with him, and I had to get there with completely torn dress pants, like completely torn, and some long men's extra large red shorts on top of them. To the ER, through all the glares and looks, because yes, so that happened. To like, yeah, shorts over pants, over torn pants.
That's hot.
Okay, and then the second one was one time we were at the water park, and George was always very sensitive for tags, and he said tags hurt, and so he was up in those areas, and then he came back happy as can be with no bathing suit, butt naked, like a shirt, butt naked, and then he was happy after that, and wouldn't let me catch him, and so we kind of made a whole complete scene at the water.
Okay.
Because the tag hurts was all he could say. Tag hurts.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, number 3 was just recently he's all excited about just changes with teenage years, the boys, the hair, the mustache, and he asked a waitress who had a deeper voice, a lovely lady. He heard her, and with a deep kind of the voice when somebody smokes for many years.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, you're a teenager now. Your voice has changed." With envy, and it was just mortifying completely.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you're a really good liar because I'm going to be just randomly picking because all of those seem so true. I mean, our kids love to be naked, and you're like a classy woman. So to imagine you in like crazy shorts with ripped pants, that would be really hard for you, I would think, because you always look so good. Every time I see you, you got makeup and you're done up. Oh gosh. I'm going to say that the restaurant is made up, even though I know he would totally say something like that. But I'm going to say the restaurant with the deep voice is made up, just because he hasn't been through puberty that long.
So no, you got it wrong. Okay, so the first one, I was in a business meeting real quick, and suddenly my husband calls me, "George fell. He has a huge gash. I need to take him." And we had a baby. So Izzy was a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. So he was like, "I have to go to the hospital, see you there." Upon running from the meeting and getting in the car, my pants slid open completely. So, but a sensitive person would have gone home to change. And if it was my daughter, I would have gone home to change, because he can handle he's a great dad, but nobody can handle your child with autism. Nobody gets him. Nurses don't get him. It's just mom has to be there.
No.
Driving back, like, what do I do? Like, I have to get to the hospital and like have my back thigh and like, and,
I hope you had your good underwear on.
Yes, it was a meeting. So yes. And so right across from the hospital. So I'm like this is what I don't know what I was thinking. So I get down, there's the clearance rack right in front of Academy. There's some men's extra large red shorts, just long, this long Bermuda things. And grab them for $7.99, and I just pay and put them on over. Why didn't I even take, I don't even know what I was thinking, but I rushed. And every doctor and nurse was more worried about me and like this lady who's clearly on something, like not in,
Red shorts just is a sign of being unstable.
Yes, unstable. Just walking in, torn pants and stuff. But because you feel nobody gets them except you, and you act crazy, completely.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can imagine every woman that watching you gets that. Like, I would totally, who cares about what we look like, you know, which that's so nuts. Oh my gosh.
And then the voice was true. The restaurant, you got it wrong. Like, he literally, he cannot wait for his voice to change and stuff. And the lady was so sweet, but her voice, she was in her 50s. Her voice, I don't want to stereotype, but those people who have smoked for a long time, just deeper.
Yes.
His eyes, like, you're a teenager, your voice changed. And she I'm like, mortified. I am so sorry. This makes no sense. And he asked, when is your hair going to grow in your arms? And I'm like, oh.
What, I mean, was this before you ordered or after? Because I would have been worried about what was in your...
It wasn't the water. It wasn't the water. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be hard. Should we leave? Yeah, you know, but she was super gracious and so sweet. And yeah.
You know what, that needs to be a commercial for smoking, like for quitting to smoke, to not smoke anymore, because people with autism will ask you if you have gone through puberty.
If you're becoming a teenager, because your voice is clearly changing. Like, yes. Like that. Yes. So that was hilarious and mortifying, because life is mostly of the time a combination of mortifying and hilarious at the same time.
Yes. I love it. Oh, and he did not get naked, but I totally can imagine him doing that.
All right, he has tried, but I did see a mom who went through that. And thankfully I was there, because I was like, I got this. Like, I know what you're doing, and that would be my child. Will go find that bathing suit somewhere so you can cover your child.
Oh, you know what?
Yes.
We save each other, you know, like, it's like when you see a mom, you're not putting your nose down at her. You're like, how can I help? Like, let me handle it. You knew just how to handle it.
Like, let me help you, because I have been there. And she was very grateful, because how do you manage? And now the child didn't want to leave, because he was so happy, because his back didn't hurt anymore. So he was ready to go everywhere. So So that was it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I mean, I love your stories. I love talking to you in general, so I could talk to you all day long, but we will put this up soon, and we're grateful for your time today. So thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Just try and laugh. Life is
laughter is the best medicine for sure. Thank you.